on my Facebook and YouTube. I forgot to press go live. I just did a whole intro, y'all. So I wanted to bring O'Neil on. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
You're over here talking so good about me. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, I put on my glasses. I'm not me unless I have my glasses. I'm sure.
That's why you looked different. I was like,
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what is it about him today.
The thing is, ever since I cut my locks, it's the one makes me recognizable. Because I cut my locks, I lost weight, and so now people don't recognize me.
You saw me looking like something's wrong. Okay, awesome. Well, it's so good to see you tonight. And yes, you are, again, the reason why I brought you on, I just think you are, if you don't think you're a pedagogue already, you will be a wonderful pedagogue one day. And, I'm just going to speak it into existence. I can't wait to read your dissertation. I cannot wait to hear your doctoral dissertation because I know it's coming and you just have a wonderful mind when it comes to music. And so, yes, and I'm so excited to have you on my team. You're just wonderful in so many different ways. And so, we wanted to talk. So in my Facebook group, guys, by the way, I have a Facebook group called Artist Development, Artist Development for the Independent Artist or something like that. Sorry, there's a lot of words. But I asked the question about what are some pitfalls for songwriting. And
perfect. Let's get into it.
Yes. So one person said that their pitfall is that they can only write one verse. Like after they've written that first verse, they just go blank. So let's talk about strategy.
Okay. So let's see. Okay. So for me, songwriting is very it's so, what's the word? Flexible. The methods there's so many different methods. There's so many ways that you can songwrite. Many different ways you can be inspired. There's so many methods that you can use to actually get the writing done. And I think that a lot of the time we can, especially when we're trying to write, we can get ourselves stuck in a tunnel and stuck in a hole. When in reality, if we change the circumstances or if we change the parameters of how we're writing, we can actually find ourselves in I guess a more wide open space when it comes to inspiration. So say I'm writing a verse and say I finished the verse, but then getting to verse 2 is kind of hard. I think that a lot of people think that verse 2 needs to sound identical melodically to verse 1, when actually it can actually just have some ideas and some allusions to verse 1, when it can actually be something that's completely different. Wow, the only song that's coming to my mind right now is Beyonce's Run the World. I have no idea. But dude, what did she say in the beginning? Do I even know this song? Boy, you know you love it. You're smoking hard to make you really shout it out the bed, then get back to bed, please. Don't gonna play me. Whatever.
Yeah.
I think she does it. She does that in verse 2. In verse 1 is like, wow, I don't know this song. Like, I just realized when it comes to lyrics,
you went blank.
Oh my goodness, I kind of blank. I'm completely.
But
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's funny you say that, because once you said that, I feel like I have all these ambiguous songs as well, where the second verse is nothing like the first verse.
No, it doesn't have to be. Like when you change it up as well, it also is great for your listener. It's something new. It's something different, but it also pulls from the group. right? Now, let's see. So that's one thing that you can do: change up the melody and change up the rhythm. The other thing that you can do is that when you're writing the verse, look at the strong rhyme points and look at the contour of your line. So, like, if I was writing something that was like da 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 da. Let me see if I remember. Da 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 da. The part that probably makes that line stand out is the little da 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 da. There's a little jump at the end of each of the lines. So if I, for that small little part at the end, rather than trying to write word for word, syllable for syllable, a lot of things can just float off the tongue. Also, when it comes to saying what you want to say, I'll try, and at least I can be like this as well, where I try to just fit words into a particular space, when actually, if you just say what you want to say, you can actually, you can sentence that flows, and sometimes say can actually fit it right in. So let's say I want to write, Delise, your hair is red, and you decided to make the big leap and change your hair color, and your hair color is a statement about who you are, and it's a deep, I guess, coming to Jesus moment where you are being bold with your identity. We could say, once my hair was black, and I don't know. Once my hair was black.
Simply black.
Okay. Once my hair was simply black. Now now there is, or what do I want to say? We want to say something about identity, right? Once my hair was simply black. What's something that says something about identity and about red being identity? Red is
people put it like fiery.
Now I'm red, not going back. You could say something like that. Once my hair was simply black, now I'm red, not going back. Right? But the way that I got there was
continue
just by saying a sentence and just finding what I want to say.
Awesome. So let's talk about the actual science behind melody. Can we start there?
Yeah, sure.
I remember my first year of theory. It was like really specific, like because you basically did like almost like a question and an answer, right? So every melody has an A section and a B section, right? I remember that much. And the A section like ended on a 2 or a 6 or something like that, and then the B section ends on 1 or 5. Like what was?
So many ways to do it. Now, with melodies, there's two things that come into play. There are notes and rhythm, right? Now, with the rhythm that I've created there, it's actually the same for the A and for the
yeah.
So the rhythmic similarity there is helping the listener to feel like, this is something that I'm understanding. It's something that's a little bit familiar. Now, so the melody is also, or there's melody, there's rhythm, but then there's also contour, the shape of the line. The two lines are actually very much the same in terms of their shape. Da 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 da. The second melody just simply goes down a little bit more. Da 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 da. Right. So in shape, they're also similar. Now, in terms of the makeup of the notes, I just came down the major scale. So if I were to start, I wish I had my piano here, but 5, I started on the 5, D flat right now. 5, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So even if you hear the numbers going down sequentially, I'm not really altering much. What I'm doing is I'm just coming down by 3, or coming down 3, da da da, 5, 4, 3, then add a skip, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the numbers are right after each other.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to get even more technical, that specific note 4 actually kind of insinuates a chord progression underneath it. So there's a chord progression. So like what I would probably play there is something I wish. Is there a way to look this thing up? It's not even set up right now. It's much easier if you can hear it. But it actually calls for an answer that is more to the 1, and the 1 is home. So I went back there on that second melody. Da 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 da.
And you're ending on the 1, right?
Yes. Yeah.
This is great.
And that's really when you get technical about it. Like it's like I think that a lot of people do naturally do that because they have an ear for music, where they'll naturally create calls and responses. But I think that a lot of people can think that calls and responses are a lot more complicated than they actually are. And
yeah.
The two lines were very much the same in terms of contour and in terms of rhythm. All I did was adjust the melody ever so slightly and make it end in a place that's resolved, and then boom, we have a melody that makes sense to someone.
Well, yes, I feel like our ear naturally wants resolution when we are musically inclined. But I feel like we have to assume that there are people that would be watching this that aren't that musically inclined, that aren't that great with pitch. So you kind of have to, I feel like it's worth being said out loud that you want to lean toward and walk towards resolution.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And you guys, if you have questions, please ask questions.
Please ask them as well.
Hook.
And not only do you want to lead towards resolution, you want to create tension.
Yes.
Resolution feels more
satisfying.
Resolved, right? It's more satisfying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you get with chord progressions. If 1 is our home, right? What you can do is you can create I guess a chord progression that's like something like 1, 5, and 1.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you add a 2 in there using the circle of fifths, I won't get into it, but 1, 2, 5, 1. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a little bit of tension that's there in the 2 that brings us to the 5 that makes us want the 1. You want your listener to want the resolution. And the way that we create that want and that desire is by prolonging it a bit, giving it a little bit of time.
I'm laughing. Somebody said, I'm happily listening. I wish I wasn't so confused right now.
Okay, so let me see if
we are so trying to keep this as simple as possible.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler. But it's a lot simpler when you know the rules, but when you don't, and especially when you don't know that you don't know the rules, it becomes a little bit more a little bit harder.
Absolutely. Do you feel like most people who are interested in writing songs should do at least some theory?
Some is the key word. Some. Like, I think that a lot of people think that in order for them to be a good musician, that they need to know all the A's, B's, C's, D's, E's, all the way down to Z's of music theory, when all they need is enough tools to A, talk to a musician, and also B, for them to be able to create the world that they want their song to live in. So that's what by that world I mean chords, I mean rhythms and grooves,
mm-hmm.
And even with the rhythms and grooves, you don't necessarily need to be able to write it out, but it's much more about you being able to, even if you're using your fingers and using your hands, you're creating that world of what you want your song to sound like.
Okay, so awesome. Somebody's asking a question and I wanted to go there. What makes for a good hook? Like
a good hook?
Yeah. So somebody said, is it good that the chorus begins on the 1? But
well, in terms of it beginning on the 1, it doesn't have to. In fact, that's not even really a rule.
That's not a thing.
Take away. It's super limiting. in terms of what makes a good chorus, repetition. Repetition. Now, like we talked about in the verse, there are elements of repetition that are already there in terms of when we're creating
the rhythm.
That sounds familiar. But in the chorus, that's when we're going, yes, we want to make this idea stick in a person's head. The only song that's on my mind right now is Wendy Houston. Don't make me close one more door. I don't want to play anymore. And then stay in my arms if you're there. On my side and then there. So we have these two couplets, right? Just put the trackies out there anyway. But we have a couplet that just repeats itself.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go even more repetition, actually, even more recently, songs are a lot more repetitious than they used to be.
Yeah.
Levitating by Dua Lipa is a really hot song on the charts right now. I got you all night, you're my starlight, I need you, moonlight, come on dance with me, right? So
yeah.
The repetition is there in terms of the notes, but then also that rhythm is there consistently. I need you, da-da, 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 I need you, da-da, 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 I'm levitating, right? So it's all about repetition and making it feel familiar. I think that's the biggest thing that makes it a chorus. And also, if you're looking for pop songwriting, if you want people to consume it, and you want to go up on the pop charts, it's about your lyric or about your song, your chorus being singable. Now, in terms of singable, something being singable, a musician or a singer has a lot more access and a lot more range than the average singer. The average singer probably has. It's great if an average singer has an octave to work with.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna say at least an octave and a half.
A lot of people don't use all of their voices.
They do not.
They have only an octave. So you want to go to where it feels familiar to them. So, like, even a melody like that, I got you all night, you're my starlight.
I really like that one.
You, moonlight, come on dance with me, I'm levitating. From there, that's just a sixth. It's not even an octave.
Yeah.
Right? And where the main melody is between two notes. It's like a major second. Not too much space.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that's singable. Now, does it need to be that simple? I don't think so. I think there's more room for more intelligence in music.
Yeah.
But it's all about repetition, yo.
Thank you. That was really cool. So Saucy, it wants to know if you do songwriting courses.
I'm building something right now. So I'm building a program, and it's much more based on voice stuff, but as you get into the back end of the program, I'll be teaching more songwriting stuff.
Somebody saying, loving this live, great team. Thank you, Andrew.
Yes, great.
Boss. Yeah, man. I try to get the best. So somebody on YouTube said, Daniel Pereira, so sorry, Daniel. Dance for You is also an example of that. The second verse is way different from the first. Dance for You, Beyonce.
Yeah. Now I need to look up these lyrics again, because me and lyrics need a little bit of a reconciliation.
So here's other question.
How much I appreciate. Yes, show you how much I give to you. She sings low on that one. I love when she does that. Dance for You by Beyonce. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. And then you'll never need to, 'cause I will be your number one. Them other chicks are superficial, but I know you know I am the one. I'm not singing it right, but they are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah, there were a lot of questions. So people were saying that one of the issues they have with songwriting is being too wordy. Oh, and by the way, if somebody wants to come on and sing, and I'm doing a songwriting challenge this week, if anybody just kind of wants to put themselves all the way out there and sing to my songwriting challenge, that would be awesome. But also, if you guys just wanted to come on, even sing some of your original stuff, or, you know, just sing for us, that would be totally fine. Go ahead and send a request and we'll let you in during this conversation. Not being too wordy.
Not being too wordy. Ooh. I think that when you have a lot to say, especially when it really depends on the definition of wordy, because you can be wordy in different ways. You can be wordy in that you have way too many syllables in a bar, and it's just like, and that's when it becomes unsingable, right? So the reason why you want something to be singable is because even if someone's not singing something like actually outwardly, they're singing it in their mind. And if there's too many words in a particular bar, they're not going to be able to remember. They're also, and if it's too rhythmically complex, they're not going to be able to keep it with them when they leave your concert or when they stop listening to your song. But going back to being wordy, too many syllables in a bar, you can be wordy. The answer to that is just simply creating space. Silence in music is a big part of music, and people don't really realize that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, there's a lot of singers who feel like every moment has to be accounted for.
Yeah,
we're singing.
Even if you look at Pharrell's "Happy," because like the backgrounds are there, but there's a big pause in the beginning, right? That is extremely valuable. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof, right? So there's a big pause at the beginning. But then also within held notes, there's again a rhythmic silence where the music isn't moving rhythmically.
Yeah.
Clap along
if
you feel like a room without a roof, right?
Mm-hmm.
So creating musical space and creating silence and creating musical space is important. Also, what people don't realize when they're wordy is that often they can create something that doesn't sound natural, as in like a musical sentence that you wouldn't actually say. And by that I mean strong and short syllables. You usually want to follow how a person would naturally speak in the English language. So if I were to say, the quick brown, I use the sentence all the time. The quick brown fox jumped over the white fence. If you were to sing something like, the quick brown fox jumped over the white fence, it's not as natural as following the natural contour of the word. Oh wait, no, that's the actual contour of the word. It would actually be the opposite.
Over. No. You're right. You stress the second syllable when it really is the first syllable that's stressed. Yeah, you were right.
Stress over the white fence.
Yeah.
That's probably a bad example. But
over. You're right. Over. Yeah.
Passion. And if you were to go to the word passion, it's long short. Passion. But if you create something that's unnatural there, passion, or like I'm very passionate about my body, right? It's unnatural, and so we tend to put off things that don't really feel natural to us. So that's another way that you can be wordy. But what that person was probably getting at was more having too many words, just having too many words in one space. And this is something that's good for regular writing as well. It's a matter of simplifying your idea into one word if you can. I was just doing this with something I was writing. Can I tell you what
my humble advice was?
Absolutely.
My humble advice was writing keywords down of words that or phrases or ideas that you absolutely need in order for the song to move along, in order for you to feel like your ideas got out there. So if there's certain phrases that come to mind, like I remember when I was writing I'm in Love, like the words love of a lifetime, and then the story about Jesus, leaving the 99 sheep to find one. I was like, okay, I got to figure out how to get that in there. I got to fit the love of a lifetime word in there. I got to fit, something about me going astray. Like there were certain key words. And then at that point I was like, okay, how can I get these words in the melody?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it kind of helped me to cut down.
And I love what you said there, because even that one idea, like a lot of the time we can try to fit lots of words and spaces and say a lot of nothing with a lot of words. Like a whole bunch of words go by and we said nothing.
Yes.
Like, so say, for example, someone put the story about Jesus where he went to the 99 and left the 99 and got the one.
And then you came back, and then that was me.
And he came back for me, and I'm so happy because Jesus loves me, right? That entire sentence could be summed up in one word: shepherd.
Yeah.
Right? Or two words: good shepherd.
Yeah.
Right? If you the more that you have strong words in a shorter space, the more the impact that you actually want, the impact that you actually want will actually go across. And if you can surround strong words with weaker words, if you're able to get your message into one word and surround that with gentler ideas, it will make the message be sent a little bit easier. So like, because I'm happy is that one word.
The strong word.
Along if you feel like a room without a roof. Now that analogy is also really strong, but the word that we're focusing on there is happy. It's the one that you go away with.
Yeah. Because I feel so peaceful and calm because nothing is wrong. And
yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm like firing off and talking a lot, but I hope.
No, let's see. Somebody sent a request. I know I put a lot of things out there. If you want to sing your own song, if you want to da-da-da. So we'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Oh shoot. Okay, I was not expecting to get invited.
Hi, Jacob.
Hey guys, I look crazy right now.
Hi.
Hi, Jacob. How are you?
Hello.
Where are you calling from?
New York City.
Awesome.
Bronx.
What are you going to do for us tonight?
So I was just practicing like my original song for a bit because I'm a little rusty. It's been a while since I've had like an actual performance. So yeah, I'm just playing for you guys. It's called One Night Lover.
Okay, cool. Envelop me in your affection. Hang around like oxygen. Squeeze into my puzzle. Even if you're misshaped, whatever it takes to make a picture. Ooh, can you feel the hole that's in my heart? Tape it up with your mistakes, so I won't mind mine. Anita, one night lover, one night love. The love for the night. You don't have to stay for the day, but if you stayed, I'd treat you right. The day I'm not alone, a chance to be someone, someone new.
Oh yeah, I was playing the
Absolutely.
guitar.
I wish we could have seen you. That was so good.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. May I ask how old are you?
The what?
The
How-
analogy, so like the metaphor, where you were like, I think you can tape. You said something about
When
your
you
wound.
feel the hole that's in my heart, tape it up with your
Tape it up with your
mistakes, so I
mistakes.
won't
That was my line. I was like, yeah,
Thank you.
it's some really like elaborate concepts that you're going for, and I feel like your theme of like that one time, one night lover. I feel like there's even an undercurrent of you're almost like giving a critique of it, where it's like, I know this is not really what I should be doing.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going for.
Yeah.
Because I also wrote like a spoken word. Can I just do one more part for you guys? It's like a spoken word part that I included. Because usually, like my songwriting process, a lot of times it starts out with me just like ranting to my phone and to my notes, and so
I love that.
later on I just take pieces of it and see what I could come up with. So this is like a little part that I came up with. Oh.
Sir, can you do me a favor? Is there nowhere else you can put your phone?
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, I just want to see you. Can we do both? Can we hear and see?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Delisa, we can't hear you.
Oh, I forgot. I was asking, is there a way we could see you too?
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
It's those long, lonesome winter nights. Was the last ray of sun has gone by 5. The sky's lost its life. Its soul surrenders to the cold atmosphere. Nights like these, where warmth is nostalgic, you do anything for its remnants, even if it's artificial. You'd go to the wrong places, text the wrong people.
Oh!
You always hurt yourself in the process. That's what I got.
I love that!
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. And the thing is, you have such a great sense of harmony. The way you have some really complex chords in there, but you navigate it so naturally. Like you're not trying to make it sound unnatural. It feels amazing. And the strong words for me, the nostalgic, I can't remember all of them. I was trying to start to write them down, but they slipped my mind. But like artificial. I love the words that you choose. I love where you place them. You're so intentional. I love it.
I appreciate it so much. Wait. I'm like shaking right now. Oh, Lord.
Thank you for coming on. You're so incredibly talented.
Do you have anything out right now? Do you have any music right now?
No. I'm not at a place where I feel satisfied with myself to actually put things out there. So I don't know. I'm still building up my knowledge as a musician before.
That's where I think that I would probably give you something to work on. Put your stuff out. Like even this song, put it out. Like even if it's just you in your room on a voice note. Like start a SoundCloud, start a YouTube channel. Get your stuff out, because when you don't get your stuff out when it's even a little bit ready, or when it's ready, because I feel like something like that is ready enough. It may not be perfect to you, but it's ready enough. You tend to hold on to you tend to hold on to things too long, and then you don't move on to the next thing that you're supposed to create, right? When you release stuff, it helps you to move on so that you make even bigger, better things. Yeah. Right? So release your stuff.
I mean, I have like a sort of studio recording of it. Not studio at all. I like did it in my bathroom. But I was in a music program and they really helped me out with instrumentation. So I'll probably send to you guys through.
You ain't hear what we said. We said put it out to everybody. Don't send it to us privately.
Okay, I will.
Put it out and we will share it because we love you. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Let me follow
I'm
you.
gonna let someone else go. I'm gonna let someone else go.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much. How do I get out of this?
I think I can do it if you can't figure it out. But you're amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. You're amazing. Bye. I think I know how to do this. Yes, I do. I do. Click remove and then boom.
Listen, if you are a songwriter and you're watching this and you haven't put out your stuff, now this is your sign from God. Put out your stuff. Man, there's so many people that should be heard and need to be heard, and now is the time.
And the truth is, you know, fear. Jacob coughs. That's his name. Jacob coughs. Fear puts us back into learning mode. Every time we reach a point of, okay, now it's time to put it out there, we go, oh, well, let me just go and try to fix this again and fix that again. And maybe I could, no, just put it out and move on. And he's like, oh, I did it in my bathroom. My songs were done in the closet. A lot of songs were done in the closet. It's okay. Put it out. Move on. Hi.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Excuse the mess. Hey everybody. I am Jason. My artist name I go as Jason Eugene, and I like to say I'm a songwriter who sings. If that makes sense.
Okay, you're a songwriter who sings. How you doing, Jason?
I'm good. Delisa, I've been following you for years.
Oh my gosh.
So to be in a virtual room with you is like really humbling. With my vocal coach, L.
Yeah. Say that last part because you cut off a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I said you are actually really good friends with my vocal coach, L.
Yeah. L is a cool guy.
Yes. So I'm going to sing a song that I'm working on. It's not finished yet. But here it goes. Sorry. I got to look at my...
Oh, I think he's looking at his phone to get the lyrics.
Oh, and if he does that, then it's going to stop his video.
Oh, okay. So then
I think what I need to do is remove him, and then he'll realize he's not on anymore, and then he'll call back, and then we'll let him know that doesn't work. But I wanted to, somebody had something to say. When he calls back, we'll talk to him. One of the most frustrating things for me as a writer is that sometimes the track doesn't match what I heard in my head. So basically, I think what they're saying is the producer won't actually produce their vision. How can I better articulate my vision?
This is where music theory comes in.
I was going to say, at that point, you just have to be, the better musician you are, the easier it is to articulate what you want.
Mm-hmm. And songwriters nowadays need to be their own producer. Like, you have to be able to work the tool. Listen, the tools are here, and I think Jason's back.
Yeah.
But the tools are here. Get the tools. Learn chords. Learn the major scale. Get all these things under your belt so that you can tell people how you want your song to sound. Okay, Jason. Sorry.
No. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, once you're on IG, you can't leave IG and do something else. You can't multitask.
Okay. So this is okay. I'm gonna just sing it, and y'all tell me what y'all think. So this girl that I'm in love with, we become the best of friends. Yeah. Okay. So the hook just says, "What does it take to be a good husband? What does it take to be a good man? The kind of man she stays in love with, a role model for the kids. What does it take to be a good husband? What does it take to be a good man? Somebody please tell me the secret. I want to hold on to my baby."
I like your sense of repetition. Like, I feel like you have that group, that would make a really good, memorable chorus. I think for me, the one thing that I would, I guess, zoom in on for you to work on would be your voice. By your voice, your songwriting voice. So I'm not talking about your singing voice. I'm simply talking about your storytelling. So I feel like you did a lot of telling us exactly what the song is about, but you told us what the song was about in the song, rather than taking on the art or taking on the role of a storyteller. I feel like you were stating facts in the words that you chose, when you could have, it's almost like when somebody asks you to tell a story, or when you're saying, oh my gosh, guys, guess what just happened to me? I met this girl last week, and she's this and she's that.
That's what I was doing in the first verse. That's
Exactly.
the idea of the first verse.
But what makes a good story isn't the story itself. It's how you're telling the story. It's the facial expressions. It's how my eyebrows are going up. It's my quirks, etc., so forth. I felt like your personality wasn't in the facts that you were giving. I feel like there's a way that you can tell the story. There's this girl that I know. You could say something about her that actually catches your eye. Her eyes are like chocolate, or her eyes are like a chocolate ocean, and I could stare at her for however long. Right? There's a way that you can make the subject more interesting. Feel free to get artistic with it. Go ahead, Julissa.
No, I feel like I would have just loved to hear the
verse?
Yeah, like what leads up to that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what's missing.
Remember how, this girl that I'm in love with, we become the best of friends. She's my favorite human. Yes, she makes me a better man. I think I want to marry her, but I got so many questions. Tell me, can you answer them? What does it take to be a good husband? What does it take to be a good man? The kind of man she stays in love with, a role model for the kids. What does it take to be a good husband? What does it take to be a good man? Somebody please tell me the secret. I want to hold on to my baby.
Okay, and this actually helps me to understand a little bit more. In the verse, I want you to answer the question how, and not the question what. So in the verse, you were telling us a lot of what's going on. This girl that I'm in love with, we become the best friends. This is what has happened to you. I want you to start to tell me how is it happening? What is it about the relationship that is so electric? Like, you want to start to, especially with your verse, because the chorus is more of the what, and your chorus is doing a lot of telling for us. What does it take, right? What you want to do is you want to tell us how it feels to want to know, right? What are the feelings behind that? And how does she make you feel that makes you want to feel that way? There's a lot more questions that you could answer for me in the verse, but in terms of melodically, I feel like you understand, this is a verse, this is a chorus. But in terms of how you're telling the story, I think that you could, I guess, expand a little bit more for me.
I always have trouble. I always get my hooks first, and then I have trouble writing my verses. I had someone tell me that the secret to a good song is having more hooks than a tackle box. So I always focus on creating a strong hook, but then I feel like my verses never quite measure up, you know?
And I think that the starting point for you is that how question. And don't go to write the melody. Don't go to writing a rhythm. Write it out. Give yourself sentences. How does this girl make me feel? I'll talk about my wife. She makes me feel like I could jump over the moon in one single bound. She makes me feel like everything that I say matters and has weight, and that makes me feel good, right?
And so it's not so transactional. It's not just this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, and now I'm thinking this. It's more I'm feeling this, and then she made me feel this, and then I was made to feel this, and now I'm wondering this.
Okay. That I see where
it's very right now. I think it's very what's the opposite of abstract?
It's very factual, textbook.
Tactile. Very, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get what you're saying. Like in the first verse, describe the feelings, and then maybe in the pre-hook, say why I'm here, and then in my chorus, now I find myself asking this question.
And if the verse does a good enough job, you don't need a pre-chorus. Yeah.
Every song ain't got no pre-chorus.
Not every song is a pre-chorus.
So what you're saying is there's no formula. Because, I've worked with some other writers and they're like, well, what's the pre-hook? What's the pre-hook? Before we get, okay.
If the verse does a good enough job, you don't need one. Okay. Right?
Right.
And the way that you'll know is by, have I done a good job of answering the how question? Have I done a good enough job of describing? Right? Okay. And you may have to bounce that off of people, but you don't need a pre-chorus necessarily. Okay.
Thank y'all so much, because and now it just makes me want to stay up and write now.
Good. That's what we're here for.
We started off talking about that, right? Like a lot of times our problem with writing is the limitations we put on the writing process itself. And once we expand, the possibilities, like, oh, maybe I don't even need a pre-chorus, then it changes your whole approach to the song. It kind of frees you up to really be creative and do what you want, say what you want in the way you want to.
So, before I go, I was the one that asked that question about being unable to describe. So, I'm a singer first, so I never really learned to play any type of instrument skillfully. So, it's hard for me to describe what I'm hearing in my head. Mm-hmm. So, and I know theory, I can say, go give me, put me in, give me F, and then, sing them, and then I can just sing the melody and stuff like that. But I don't know where my communication skills are lacking, so that we're completely on the same page.
I think you have to get as meticulous as possible and say, I really like the guitar sound on this song. I really like if you have to send them 5 different songs that it's like, I like the way the drums sound on this song. I like the guitar on this song. Cause there's different types of guitars. You know what I'm saying? I really like the way the bass sounds on this song. I like the way the keys sound. What is that extra instrument in there? I don't know what that is, but that little wow, 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 I like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to just get as specific as you can. And as you keep doing that, I feel like you'll learn more about instruments, and then you'll realize, oh, so you'll realize you probably have a palette, you know what I'm saying, of certain instruments that you just like working with. You know what I mean? And then it'll be easier as you work with producers for them to know, okay, this is his taste. He's probably going to like this sound. Okay. What do you think, O'Neil? I'm sorry.
No, because you mentioned F, so I was like, maybe chords is part of the description process as well.
Yes.
Learn how to sing and play. Do you play piano?
I have learned to. Okay, so my like I said, I know chords. I can put, I know the scale. I'm learning the number system, so I can kind of map out a little bit on what I want as far as like melody and things like that. But as far as just like creating something from scratch, that's not my bag. So,
well, here's what you do. Mm-hmm. Get one chord. Sing what's in the chord and nothing else. Create melodies that are based off of the chord and what you are playing, nothing else. This is going to teach you to draw from only what you are playing on the piano. Okay. And then as your skills get better and better, you're going to start to be able to connect your head with the piano, and you're not even at the piano.
Okay. So just get the one chord and sing what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
the one.
And make it a practice point, though. Practice doing it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and actually sing when you're at the piano.
Okay.
And sing along when you're practicing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sing along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank y'all so much for allowing me to come on live. I really appreciate it. I got some good knowledge, and I'm about to go get my book and write out my how.
Go and write.
Get to my why, and then get to the
Get to the what?
Get to the getting. Sorry.
That's what I thought you said. I'm like, get to the what? Get to the getting. Thank you so much for coming on here.
No problem. Y'all have a great night.
You too. Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Okay.
And even with that point, I think that there's a lot of value in singing what you're playing. I think that there's a lot of people on here that might either they're classically trained in piano or they played an instrument in high school or something like that, but they've never connected the two worlds. If you start to sing what you play, especially if you're playing something like Mozart or you're playing some type of composer, you'll start to understand. If you get it under your tongue, you start singing it, you'll actually start to understand a little bit more what the rules are.
Mm-hmm.
Right, when you're actually playing. Because there's a lot of people that play and they have no idea what they are playing because there isn't that connection from brain to piano. I
love it. Thank you so much. There's one more person that wants to go live. Do you want to? You're good?
33. Oh my goodness.
It is. It is.
Time is flown, but yeah. Yes.
You sure? Okay, so this will be the last person. All right, awesome. Oh crap, there's two, but we're only gonna take one. Sorry. And Fushali, because we want O'Neil to come back. I always call you Gerald. Oh my gosh, we want O'Neil to come back, so we don't want to tax him tonight. And just hi, and just real quick, I just want to reiterate that O'Neil is a songwriting coach for my new Develop the Artist Within You program. So for those of you that want more of this is one of the modules that we offer in our artist development program. So you would be able to work directly with him on your music and get all of this knowledge one-on-one. Anyway, hi, woman of God.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you all?
Well, thank you. I don't know.
You don't know how many times people keep speaking that over me. I'm just like, I know I'm a child of God. But let me just say, you all are a blessing to be doing this.
Oh, thank you.
I wish that I had people like you getting at me when I was in my 20s. I'm 52 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I
really great.
Yeah. Thank you. And I just refuse to give up on the gift because God has just been blessing me in ways that I found to be profound at times.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do write, and I do want to sing a little bit of this wedding song that I've been working on, and I just needed for you all to know how much of a blessing that you all are. You really need to know this because you all are giving out such great information that many would make most pay for. And so I don't know if you guys put your cash apps up or not in this, but you should.
Thank you.
You really should.
I forgot.
You should.
I don't think about those things.
I'm Canadian, but
you need to create one because it's just amazing and it's a blessing. Wow. So from me to you all, thank you, and don't stop because I'm going to keep following. You know, it's just great, and so your insight is welcomed, very much needed, and I appreciate it. Okay, so the song is called "It's Real," and here we go. I'm convinced that there will never be anyone other than you that I share my love with. No, I can't see myself with someone else. What I feel for you is what I feel for you. It's real. I can feel it in my soul when we kiss. Hold me tight, don't never let go. It's real. Sometimes my heart just can't contain. Should you ever have me down, just know it's real. And then it goes, and then the second verse and all that.
Oh, man.
So, what do you think?
You're first of all, you have such a lovely voice. Oh my goodness. I enjoyed hearing you sing.
Thank you.
And for me, I heard like I felt like I was I was listening to like a 90s power ballad. And in that chorus, it was just because it's an ambitious chorus in terms of where it is, but for your voice, I just know that's something that you could just belt out, and I'm just like, yes, I love the
and it's meant for that,
and I can feel the power in that melody choice, and just even the register that you chose for it. I love the choice that you made there. Now, when it comes to the verse, I think that it's the opposite of what we were actually telling. I think it was Jason a little bit before, how we were talking about answering the question how instead of what. I think that in this verse, you can actually do a little bit more of telling what it is that you're feeling. Where you were kind of telling, kind of saying, the way it makes me feel, or something like that. I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but it was like the way it makes me feel, the way you make me feel. I feel like there's an opening to say what it is that you feel, especially because in the chorus you're more talking about, about it being real, but we need to know what it is.
It is okay.
Yes, and that's just in terms of your storytelling. I feel like the melodies that you chose were very beautiful, and I think now there was a time, I think in the chorus, I think you said sometimes at some point, sometimes it, or something like that.
Sometimes my heart just can't contain.
In fact, if you took out the word sometimes completely, I feel like that line would have been fine, just as it is. So just watch for words that you don't necessarily need, because the more that you're intentional with when you are with your singing time, the time that your voice is actually making music, and the more that you're giving strong words and intentional moments to your singing, in terms of your writing, I feel like the power of the song will be that much more powerful.
Okay, gotcha. Received.
I love it. And your voice is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for coming on. It was such a pleasure meeting you. And thank you for all of your
nice to meet you.
Beautiful words. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, this was lovely.
This was wonderful. There are people that are writing. I knew it, because there's so many people that are writing songs out here, and you guys have great stuff. This is a different talent show for me, because I'm usually used to hearing people, sing and asking about their voice, but just a night for songwriting. The songwriter in me feels fulfilled.
Listen, you should be really fulfilled. Jacob just said he's going to upload his song tonight.
Yes! I love it.
That was amazing. Please send us the links. when you do. Yeah, you're amazing. I mean, he was just amazing. I was like, I should be paying for this right now. This is so good.
And the fact that he plays, I have a thing. Just
yeah, he's so good. We came on and inspired somebody to put their music out. It really just doesn't get better than that. So thank you so much, O'Neil, for coming on here. And again, you're coming out with a songwriter program. You're creating a product or a program.
Yes. So keep and watch. I'm creating a program that is like all encompassing. So there's a lot of things I want to teach, but it's gonna be a wonderful thing. So just keep your eyes out on my page. And then if you haven't already, I'm on YouTube, and you can go there and you can see a little bit more of me geeking out about music.
Yes.
In general.
Yeah, O'Neil I always say O'Neil's like a genius. So, I just love the way his mind works when it comes to music. And like you said, you're so enthusiastic about it. Your energy is contagious. You make difficult things seem palatable and easy and approachable and understandable. That's the word. So, yes, excellent instructor. So he is a vocal instructor for American Singing Studio, which is my business. I know y'all be forgetting because all you see is my name, but it's called American Singing Studio. He's a vocal instructor. He is a songwriting coach, and he's going to be collaborating with me even on some upcoming products that are coming out, along with having his own products. So you guys head to the site, check out my stuff. We would love to have you. And share this video, guys. Don't be stingy. You guys know, like that lady said, a lot of people that have this level of knowledge aren't necessarily coming and even sharing for even 1 hour, with you guys. So if you really feel like this is valuable stuff, please share it. Tag your people, bring them over to the page so that they can get some of this as well.
Who has a bunch of songs on their phone and refuses to put them out? Tag that person.
Exactly. And all the people online, he should have gotten at least 40 new followers during this live. So I hope you guys have an awesome night. I will see you next time. Oh, and the next time we're coming on, just so you guys know, I'm coming on Monday to talk with a soon-to-be therapist about how to overcome performance anxiety.
Love it.
So I am very excited about that, and I will see you guys soon. Okay. Bye. I will be saving this live. Bye. Bye. Let's see. Okay, guys. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.